American Martyrs. My name is Chica, and I'm so grateful to God that you are here doing your Bible study, that you're praying together and learning together. So let's get started. If you're anything like me, you've probably asked that existential question of, why am I here? Why am I created? And if you're like me, you're definitely going to ask that question to God once you get to heaven. But in the meantime, we're here on earth, so what do? Of course, we check out the Bible and the Catechism of the Catholic Church. In the book of Genesis, we read, God created mankind in his image. In his image and likeness, he created them. Male and female, he created them. We were freely created by God as unique individuals. In the Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraph 356, it says, of all visible creatures, only man is able to know and love his Creator. So what does that mean? In the image and likeness, we were created by God. And we were created to know and to love him. So let's kind of put all of this together. We were created in the image and likeness of God, to know and to love God, and God is love. So it's safe to say that we were made by God for God. Another way of saying that, we were made by love for love. But love is not free unless it's a choice. If I was forced to love someone, that's not really love, that's probably more like fear. God doesn't want us to fear him, he wants us to love him. So he gave us the gift of free will. We can choose to love God and serve him, or we can choose to not, and that is called sin. I know that this is something that I've struggled with all of my life. Of course, all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. When I was in college, I was pretty much a party girl. I was flunking out of most of my classes, and as a matter of fact, I was on academic probation. I was struggling and wrestling with the desire to know God and to love God, to serve God as the Catholic that I knew I was supposed to be. I mean, I grew up in the church. My family went to Mass every Sunday. My dad was part of Knights of Columbus. My mom was a lector. My brothers were altar servers. My sister and I, we sang in the choir. I knew the catechism. We had a whole bunch of them in our home. I grew up loving the church, but at the same time, I also grew up wanting to be a part of the world. In that desire to have fun, I started to do more and more things that were just really out of character. Praise be to God, I had a really good friend who called me out on it, and he said, you know what, Chica, you're getting to the point where you do something new, and I'm not surprised anymore. After my friend said that to me, it really hurt. I mean, I thought I was doing all the things that were fun, all the things that would bring me joy. And I realized I was being completely out of character. I was being completely out of myself as a child of God, someone who's created by God, created for love. I was seeking and searching for love and finding it truly in all the wrong places. So I was invited on a retreat. And on this retreat, I had the opportunity to go to confession. It was probably the most honest confession that I'd ever given. For the first time, I actually was true and honest and real with not just myself, but with God. Forgive me, Father, for I had sinned. I drank too much, and not just I drank too much, I was drunk. Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned, but I'm failing my classes, and I know that I'm capable of passing them. Listen, I know that this sounds like, just college shenanigans, but it really did put a hindrance between my relationship with God and myself. The sacrament of reconciliation is truly this opportunity to be bare before the Lord, to be naked before God. In that shamefulness that we have, we want to hide, like Adam and Eve. When they sinned, what did they do? They clothed themselves. They covered what God had created to be good. And that's what sin does. Like, God created us to be good. He created us out of love to be good. And sin makes us so shamed that we don't want anyone to see us. And the sacrament of reconciliation is absolutely freeing. It is God saying, come back to me as you are. That I can heal you, that I can make you new again. It is God saying that I know what you've done. I know everything. But I love you so much. Remember, I created you. I know you. I know the hairs on your head. I know every freckle. I know every idiosyncrasy that you have. And I still love you. And I want you to come back. So in receiving the sacrament of reconciliation, Not only was I able to come back to God, and I came back to him in prayer, but I also came back to him in the sacrament of the Eucharist to become one with him. There is nothing that I could do for God to love me anymore. There's nothing in my sin that would allow God to love me any less. The Gospel of John chapter 8 verse 36 says, "So if the Son of Man has set you free, you are free indeed." We have nothing to worry about. Those chains that the devil tries to bind us, we are set free. It's a sacrament of reconciliation and the sacrament of the Eucharist. We are strengthened. That is why it's so important to receive those sacraments daily. As a matter of fact, did you know that you can go to Mass and receive Holy Communion every single day? If you need to, you can go to reconciliation every single day. And why is that? It's because God knows how much we need him. We need to be strengthened by him. We need to pursue him. We need to pursue love just as much as love pursues us. The Catholic Church recommends that we go to confession at least once a year, but we know that we are sinners and we probably, we really need confession more than that. So know your heart, let God free you from that sin, and go to confession. Do not be afraid. I love that Pope John Paul II, he uses that often it was actually his first words when he was elected Pope. Be not afraid. And in scripture, it says it more than 365 times, and that's one for every day of the year, plus some extra because we know that we need it. Be not afraid. Do not be afraid of Jesus. Do not be afraid of the sacraments. Do not be afraid of the heart of God who wants to set us free. Again, we were made by love, for love, to be love in this world. Be not afraid.